Hey people, it's Monday, 421. It's what time is it here in Omaha? It's 8:50 in the morning. I'm just getting up, getting my day started. Let me get a sip. What do I have in mind today? Monday, kind of a Monday mix of talk about music and whatever. So yesterday was 420. It's going to be a mixture, folks, of what's on my mind, music and other stuff. You all know that now. So again, for the faint of heart, you better get out of here now, because I'm liable to say anything, okay? But right quick, my choice of Carlinhos Brown for morning music, I was listening a little bit yesterday. I don't have any of his music on vinyl. I just love records. The music is the most important thing. So I have music, and I have a documentary about him in my DVD collection. But I love music from all over the world. Brazilian music, this rhythm. I don't speak Portuguese, but what a beautiful language. And the music in general. There's so much beauty in Brazilian music. And saudade, yeah, that feeling, saudade. I like that. Um, I do want to just kind of do a mixture of music talk and life talk. Yesterday, I did a 420 video, and sure enough, a couple of friends came through, and I had a 420. I got to see some of the footage of Denver, the people smoking. Go people, Um, it's just really sad that there are some people who are ignorantly want to still propagate the notion that somehow smoking this herb is tantamount to, a mortal sin. People just, again, I'm telling you, I'm just speaking real frank today. These people just sound like utter fools to me. Utter fools. Mankind has believed some really, really foolish things throughout history. And when people come at me like like they're going to tell me how it is, I just remember that. I just remember that. Just go on your way. Think what you want, but leave me the holy motherfucker alone. What good is what you believe if the only thing you can do with it is try to beat others up with it? Live it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just living. I'm yakking, but I'm living my life. I ain't telling you what to do. Remember that and notice that in my videos. I ain't telling anybody what to do. I'm telling you what I do and what I think. Because I think you should know. Ooh, that is so good. You hear people say when you play them certain music, they'll say, "Oh, I'm just not into that," and that's fine. And then sometimes you listen to what people are into, and it's like, you know, well, to each his own, but it's like, I make sure I show you what good music sounds like. You know, one of the things about the Omaha music scene in Nebraska is that you have a lot of folks who can barely play, who just got big balls and decide to play. And I just applaud those people. I support them. Some of their songs I actually like, but I'm I am of the school that would like to encourage people to don't forget the music. It seems like people are really focused on the voice and the words, you know, and it's like it does seem like great numbers of people are lost without the voice. For example, I'm keep referring back to the weekend because that's how I like to do. For Record Store Day, there are many performances. I don't think I mentioned Luke Polipnik. I played with Luke. Let's see if I can just pull his CD right quick to show you. Yeah. Originally from Minneapolis, monster player, monster guitarist. He did right after Simon Joyner played, excellent set. Orenda Fink did a solo set. She was mesmerizing. And then Luke played solo guitar, brought tears to my eyes. That's Luke right there. No kidding, brought tears to my eyes. And hardly anyone noticed because there's no one singing. And some of the people singing can't sing, you know. And the music it's like there's a raw honesty, I guess, that people are relating to. And I relate to too. But as a person who loves music and works hard to make good music, it is a little frustrating how many people you lose if there's no voice. Just a little op-ed there. Some other records that are sitting out. Someone asked me to give my thoughts on Marion Brown after I absorbed it. I played it yesterday, but I was in and out of absorbing it because of just, you know, it was 420. I'll come back to this many times. Marion Brown truly is an amazing musician. Just hit my keyboard. It looks like everything's okay. All right. Han Benink is an amazing percussionist on here, and I did notice a little bit of the work, but I can't really review this in depth. I have several other Marion Brown albums, and if you've never heard him speak or read anything he's ever written, the man is a genius. He was. I don't know if he's alive. I think he might be dead. Brilliant mind. Brilliant mind. Something else I pulled this weekend after watching Stone Roses live, you know, the reunion in 20 last year? You know, Ian Brown live really can't sing. He can't hit the note if he can't hear himself, like me, but even worse. I mean, I can do better than that. But, I mean, there's a live video of Ian Brown singing off key that all I can do is go and see what I'm talking about. But his solo albums are another story. Music of the Spheres. I had forgotten how much I liked this. I think this came out a while ago. 2001. And this is a Japanese import CD. I just like the Japanese aesthetic very much. This is badass. El Mundo Pequeño. Forever and a Day. Shadow of a Saint. Northern Lights. Whispers. I had to play the singles. It's the only Ian Brown vinyl I have. Great songs, seriously. Francis Dunnery on guitar. Wonderful, wonderful. I like Ian Brown a lot. I'll keep talking about music for a second. On Facebook, YouTube, there's a member named Justin who is big into Japanese, and he's just seems to be amassing vast quantities of Japanese pressings, and he shows them. You know, he has some neat stuff. So I pulled a couple of my YMO singles just to kind of vibe with him. So I'll show what's out here. YMO, the A side is in Japanese. I don't know what they're saying. The B side is See Through. I love Yellow Magic Orchestra. Not J-pop. Way better than J-pop. Most J-pop absolutely annoys me. Yellow Magic Orchestra and the Kikuyano. Love these folks. Rydeen, Absolute Ego Dance. YMO. You know, when I first heard them, as I've said in the past video, the first time I heard YMO, I didn't get the joke. Their first album, Computer Game, is a tongue-in-cheek joke, and I didn't get it, and I just hated it. But, you know, by the time we got to this one, X Infinity Multiplies, things are picking up. But it was the next album, BGM, that really hooked me. But I collect Yellow Magic Orchestra. I sure do. You know, yesterday I caught up with a few videos. I hadn't seen any videos, quite a few people's videos for a long time. I want to shout out to Gary Butorn. I forget his online name, but Dave, my friend from Australia who I've never met, sent him some amazing, really special Beatles. That ain't nothing but love, people. Man, that's just so special. Dave, if you happen to see this, man, you have, what a heart you have. What a guy. That's just so beautiful. That meant so much to Gary. Fantastic. Here's YMO doing the Tighten Up, Archie Bell and the Drells from the 60s. They renamed it Gentlemen, Japanese Gentlemen, Stand Up, Please, Please, Do the Tighten Up. I love Hiromi Hosono. I love these Japanese pressings too. Alpha label. And then I only have one single by Akiko Yano. She used to do J-pop, but Akiko Yano is world class. She's done everything from J-pop to electro to jazz to classical folk. She is the woman. And then she has a kind of a nasally voice, so some people think she sounds like what Minnie Mouse would sound like. I just love her voice. So these are sitting out. Just thought I'd show these to you. Yeah. My last video, someone I had not seen a comment from before made a nice comment and said that he would, or they would, be honored to buy my record. Well, just to remind you, I always put, and I'm making sure now, under every video, I put the address to my website, to my blog site, where you can order Flyover. It's also available on CD if you don't want the vinyl. But the vinyl is deluxe. It is 180-gram vinyl, silver foil lettering, awesome artwork inside and out by Tim Guthrie. Tim Guthrie actually is an artist of note worldwide, actually. He is. There's the vinyl. It's a piece of art. But as I keep saying very boldly, and I am actually, as a result of so boldly claiming that I've made one of the albums of the year, I've been listening, I've been paying more attention and trying harder to listen, at least sample as much as I can of new releases this year. Because I really have made a world-class album. It is. World-class. One of the best albums of the year worldwide. Come at me, because it is. It really is. I did play a few more records. Last night I played, yeah, this is highly recommended from the past. It's been reissued. This came out in 1971. This is badass. Barbara and Ernie, Prelude. I listened to this last night like I'd never heard it before, and I have heard this many times. But last night it was like I'd heard it for the first time. This is excellent. Her version of Somebody to Love, the Jefferson Airplane hit, you need to hear this. I'm not going to play it here in the video. You need to look this up, okay? Wow. And then Listen to Your Heart. Oh my God. The song Listen to Your Heart? And the first song, Play With Fire, ooh, the overdubbed harmonies that Barbara puts on some of these songs. Something is seriously wrong with the music business when records this good are lost, almost lost to history because of the machinations of the entertainment industry and all the crap that goes on behind the scenes in order for people to make it. Fantastic album, people. Highly recommended. I played all of side one of soundtracks by Tony Banks. Tony Banks, the keyboardist and one of the original members of Genesis. For the longest, he was the secret ingredient of Genesis. To me, he was the most important member. I mean, they're all important, but Tony Banks, to me, in a lot of ways, is the grand architect of Genesis sound. And these are some soundtrack pieces of his. And I like it. You know, some of it's more commercial than other, but I love the way that Tony Banks turns chords. He likes, and he said it in interviews many times, he likes interesting chord changes and things that don't go in the usual direction. I love that about his writing. Il Baricentro Sconcerto. This is collectible now. Italian fusion. This is more on the fusion side than prog. Fusion jazz, keyboard led. This album sounds like the cover, juicy, like an orange or a tangerine. This album sounds like this cover. Fantastic. They have another album, I believe, called Truchant, which I would love to have, but I've never seen a copy in real life. What else did they play? Cecil Taylor Innovations on Freedom. Polydor Freedom. Interesting album. He came up with a rather unique album. This is a live date where, for some reason, the bass player was not able to make the show. So it's just, I believe it's Andrew Cyril. Let me look. It's just Cecil and the drummer. You don't need no damn bass player. So, and Jimmy Lyons. It's Sonny Murray, Jimmy Lyons, and Cecil Taylor. And whoever was supposed to play bass didn't make it. And you never miss him. This is excellent. And I didn't play it, but I pulled it because I got to talking about Cecil Taylor online with James Buttery. James Buttery, if you happen to see this, what up? And Conquistador is one of the Cecil Taylor albums that is a must-hear if you're interested in hearing about the genius of Cecil Taylor. Indent is another one of his that I personally recommend highly. Conquistador. Just, come on, yo. Yesterday for Easter, in El Deuterino Psychedelic Mind's Eye, which is Nathan Morales, had posted on his psychedelic page 13th Floor Elevators Easter Everywhere, kind of as a psychedelic nod to it being Easter. So I went ahead and posted a picture of mine, although I didn't play it yesterday, but I really like this album too. And I hope people enjoyed Easter yesterday. I played some of this yesterday. A compilation of the Uniton label out of Norway, Burning the Midnight Sun. Very interesting label with Fra Lippo Lippi, among others. And then look at that, Eyeless in Gaza and Popol Vuh. Interesting label. I played off of this, the Fra Lippo Lippi and Depress. Really enjoyable. Pulled this and played this. OK Computer, Radiohead. It's a moody album, but this is fantastic. Deserving, in my opinion, of the long-lasting adoration that many of the fans give it. This is to me, a very heartfelt album. Very heartfelt. Record Store Day, for some reason, makes me think of Nick Cave. I think it's because I really didn't pay any attention to Record Store Day for a long time. And then when I finally did, it was the Record Store Day when Grinder Man had put some things out. So I pulled Grinder Man, Mickey Mouse and the Goodbye Man, like this. I'm supposed to see Nick Cave in Kansas City in June. I hope I can get down there for it. This I'll show you. It's a collector's item. picture disc, limited edition picture disc. Now, I'll tell you of the special items for Record Store Day this year that were made that I heard about that is like kind of a collector's item that I'm interested in is the Liars with the string in it. That would be one I would want just for the novelty of it. I do like Liars, but string inside the album, that intrigues me. I like that idea. I listened to Drama by Yes. I liked most of this album. And, you know, of course, there's a lot of discussion amongst Yes fans about this album. My opinion is that Yes decided to call this Yes, it's Yes. And it sounds like Yes, although it's got the Buggles as half of Yes. Trevor Horn and what's the other guy's name? I like most of this album pretty well. And it sounds like Yes. What else is there to say? It sounds like Yes to me. And then I started my morning yesterday with an absolute to die for classic album, in my opinion, Jack Bruce, Harmony Row. This album touched me deeply as a depressed teenager. And for many years, I have it written down somewhere. For many years, I thought to myself that at my funeral, I want the song Folk Song from this album played because the song has touched me so deeply. So deeply. And now it's like that notion is just romantic, you know. I ain't thinking about my funeral. But this album is fantastic. And Jack Bruce has a new album. I've listened to it online, almost all of it. You can really hear the age of his voice. You know, he's in his late 70s, and you can tell by his vibrato. It sounds like an old man. But it's really a really nice album. And he does the prog moves. He does. Jack Bruce on the new album has a couple songs where he shows you that he is one of the people that kind of helped stamp prog with weird chord changes, interesting, epic kind of moves. There's a couple songs on the new album. Go Jack Bruce. So yeah, music is number one thing in my life. It is. I'm going to just kind of muse here since it's 20 minutes and I'm going to stop here in a little bit. But I want to just kind of share a little bit more about, just because it's a good thing. It's a good thing to share. You know, I shared with you recently that a friend of mine moved back from France, Maureen. She used to be in my band Digital Sex, and we're close. We are. You know, her being back just reminds me, though, of why, you know, it's right that I'm single and it's right that I'm not married. We're close, but I like my space, and I think some of you know what I'm trying to say. You know, my friend has already reached out to me. We've gotten together, but she's already reaching out to me. You know, and it's like I'll be there, but it's like I'm a single guy. You know, that's going to roll into some thoughts I have about further thoughts I have about yesterday, the Easter day. I had some thoughts that I shared a couple thoughts online regarding Easter, and I want to look it up and share what I had written. I'm just at a point where I am not afraid to share what I think, because all anyone else is going to do is share with me what they think, and that's all it is what you think, nothing more. You know, I'm so glad that I know better than no one on this planet has some kind of secret where they can, oh, but you don't know this. And people try to talk to you like that, like they are so sure that they know something that you need to know, or they know better than you do. And I see through that illusion completely. You think what you think, and I think what I think, and that's all it is. So what did I write? I want to share, because I felt the need to say it, and it went down pretty good. Sabrina Joy, you're just you're a joy to know. Here we go. So, and thankfully people were respectful. I wrote For the record, because of the day, yesterday being Easter, I said, I am so relieved to have figured out that I don't have to believe anything. And then a friend writes, comments, well, believe in yourself with a big smile. I came back with the response, well, when it comes to that, the word belief is inadequate to my thinking. I have no reason to doubt being absolutely one with all of existence. What does that have to do with belief? What's the need for belief when you know that you're not separate from reality? You are reality. Well, okay. And then there were some more nice comments, and someone made a joke, of course. Oh, but Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68, he chimed in. I love, Chris is a poet. He says, an open consciousness leads to complete awareness, making belief in personal bias irrelevant. We are nothing and everything all at once. Oneness. Dig it, Chris. And then, let's see. Then another person, I think this was a joke. He says, God spoke to me last night and told me she didn't exist. And then I wrote back and said, indeed, she makes a whole lot more sense to me if it were necessary at all to deify anyone in the first place. Just my opinion. If there is a God, it's goddess. Makes sense to me. Goddess makes sense to me. Not God. That don't make no sense to me. Where does life come from? So if we got to have a figure, why isn't it female? That's just me. I don't see a need to deify anyone. Again, I keep wondering, what is the point of worship? Tell me what is divine about that. Why? Hey, I'm just imagine being God for a second. Hey, I made you. You got free will and spirit. Get on with your bad selves. What are you going to do with it? I'll see you later. That's how it looks to me. So the other thing I thought is the idea of worship. Now, ladies, I hope I don't make you mad, because I'm going to just tell you what it appears to me. The idea of worshiping a goddess makes more sense than worshiping a god, because it is my experience in living life that the females, as opposed to males, seem to desire more attention and reminders of their value and worth to others. We all like it, but it's my experience that a woman will want to be told that she is loved, respected, desirable, and wanted and appreciated. It appears to me that women ask for that more than men. Well, we want it too. I'll speak that I want it, but not like that. I think really what I'm interested in is acknowledgement of what I do well, like my music. But that's one of the reasons why I'm single, is because I really get tired of the need of the person being, they need to be reminded, or they want it. I don't know if they need it, they want it. Do you love me? Do you care about me? Did you think about me today? That just gets tiresome to me. And so that's why the idea of worshiping a goddess makes sense, because I see the parallel in real life. Just my thoughts. So I just wanted to share that, those thoughts. The other thought I had is that when it comes to conspiracy theory, or just this whole idea of a satanic elite, there is a train of thought or information that claims that the satanic elites, part of their agenda is to destroy religion, and that I might unwittingly, by stating my opinion, I might unwittingly be feeding into their agenda. All I can tell you is this: if that's the case, it's beyond me, and I'm not aware of it, and that's not where I'm coming from, and I can't know. So all I can do is tell you what makes sense to me. And organized, dogmatic think is just, we can do better than that. We can. I think as a species we can do better than that. Um, Back on the music thing, I'm going to get in touch with Make Believe Studios. It's the up and coming recording studio here in Omaha. They texted me over the weekend saying that they had some customers expressing interest in my music and they want to have it available at the studio to sell. Wow, how about that? So when I'm done with this, I'm going to get in touch with the studio and see how many copies they want and take those over there and sell them to them. I'll end up by saying that, yeah, this is another thought I had because I do like to share things with people. So going on 2.5 years ago now, or is it 2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago, I walked out of my job, a 30-year career. I didn't quit formally. I burned my bridges. You know, it was a personal statement, and I acknowledge that I burned my bridges, which is I can't work there again. Don't want to work there again. But the thing is, you know, there's always the possibility that things will get so bad that I absolutely have to go get a job. I'm aware that in the terms of society, by leaving that job the way I did, walking out in disgust, for very good reasons, that I've burned my bridges there and there's no way that they'll hire me again. And if I were to go look for a job in that field, in mental health, I have to deal with their opinion. So, do I regret my actions? No. I did it for me, for the sake of my soul, for the sake of my sanity. The organization and the way that institutions and the law works, according to those rules, I did burn my bridges. And my name is probably mud to that agency now, Community Alliance. I'll say it out loud. But every time I come across the people I worked with, and this is all the time when I go out in public, if I'm out in public for very long, it happened on Record Store Day. Some people that I'd worked with, old clients, consumers, whatever term you want to use. The way that people regard me, the way that they treat me, the way that they will, if they see me from a distance, and will run and hunt me down just to say hello and how good it is to see you. I know I did the right thing. I know that I've done what humans need, not what the paper corporation needs. I'm at peace with my actions because I'm honoring man. I'm not a Christian, but I'm living more like Jesus than most Christians. I honor man, humankind, not the dollar. And you can't serve both. It's in the teachings. It makes sense to me. You can't serve the spirit and the dollar at the same time. Notice what word I use, the spirit. You can't. The world is gone to hell in a handbasket as a result of all the liars. All the liars hiding behind their organized religion saying, oh, we're good people, just stealing you, robbing you blind. And fucking the kids at the same time. Someone left a comment earlier on one of my videos saying that they weren't concerned about the Satanists getting to the kids. They said the Christians have been fucking the kids forever, and it's true, and they still are. I have my own horror stories from experience as a child, so I know, and I know what goes on. Hypocrites hiding behind dogma. Empty husks of souls, empty husks of people, soulless. Yeah, these type of things come out always, always. The last thing I'll say is if I have any watchers who are getting impatient for me to show the music that you love in my collection, I just want to, again, let you know that my mind is open. And music is music. So say you're a shoegaze lover. I don't understand why you can't get into this. This music is fantastic. It's not shoegaze, but so the fuck what? Listen to this fantastic music. For example, I'll use myself. I've said disparaging things about certain types of music because I'm tired of it. But when I'm in the company of people who love the music, I can really appreciate it. I can get into some good Johnny Cash, especially with people who love the music, okay? Modern country music just makes me ill, but Ferlin Husky, Marty Robbins, Um, what is it? Who is it? Jim? Is it? Oh man, the old timers. You know what I'm saying? Conway Twitty, Merle Haggard. In the company of the people that love that music, I can get down like a big dog. Okay, but for my personal space, I'd have no need for it. Okay, so I'm glad that some of you folks understand that. And also understand that even if I make a negative comment at one time or another about a music that you love, it's no need to take it personally. And it was just words at that moment, okay? It's just a passing moment. Words. I think it's important to just keep talking about what's really on my mind besides just talking about records. This is an apocalyptic time. I think man really does need to try harder to find ways of doing this rather than this, rather than this. We need to do something like this. It's enough of this.